Alright, so CinemaCon was this last week. It had 6 panels: Lionsgate, Universal, Sony, Warner Brothers, and all of the big studios. Also, so today I'm going to rank these CinemaCon panels by how I felt off of my excitement. But before I do that, please make sure to join me down below in the comment section, subscribe, hit the like button, and just like I said, tell me, what is your ranking of all the CinemaCon panels? What are some things that hyped you up, that made you excited for the future? This is only my list. I want to know yours down below. And with that said, coming in 6th place, we got the Lionsgate presentation. And not to say that the Lionsgate presentation was the most terrible thing to happen. Thing is, this is the one that I don't see anybody talking about. I don't see any news about. I literally had to Google it to even know what they showed. And what they showed, the big 2 things, was a Joyride trailer, which I saw while I was watching Renfield, and it was absolutely god-awful, and a Hunger Games Battles of Songbirds and Snakes, which I just watched about 30 seconds ago, and I did not love the trailer. It really did not work for me. And sure, it looked like it had some cool action sequences. Besides that, nothing. And besides those 2 things in the Lionsgate presentation, there's absolutely nothing to talk about. I mean, there's a very raunchy comedy that doesn't even look funny and a Hunger Games movie. That's all Lionsgate has coming out. Like, it would have been nice to, like, have Chad come out and say, oh yeah, the next John Wick movie's coming out, or talk about the Peacock series that they're coming out. But no, they didn't do that. That's all they had, was just throwing this out here, and nothing really interested me compared to other things that are else on the list. Like, there's nothing here that really got me excited. In each and every panel, there are things that get me hyped up and excited. Really not in this one. It wasn't present here, so that's why it has to go in last place. 5th place, Disney. And at first, the Disney one really disappointed me. I mean, we got no Star Wars news, just basically clips that we've already seen from Guardians of the Galaxy and the trailer that we've already seen from the Marvels. That's all we got for the Marvel presentation. And even things like The Little Mermaid and Wish, they're not really exciting me. I mean, I might go see The Little Mermaid because why not? But it doesn't really excite me the way that it should. But then we keep going on, and the whole thing turns around. First off, when we get to the Elemental part, and I wasn't there, I relied on John Campea to tell me what happened. And Elemental sounds like something that is really, really good. And Elemental, if you have something that can do that, and from what I'm telling, the emotions could be in here, that makes for a really, really interesting Pixar movie. And to be the one that's not going to streaming, that's going to theaters, it just kind of makes me excited that Pixar's on track. And if you think, the past Pixar movies I've liked, people were saying, Pixar's been sucking lately. No, last year, the 2 movies that they made people didn't like, I liked Turning Red. I really liked Lightyear. Lightyear was in my top 10 of the year. Like, Pixar has not ever stopped fading for me. Pixar is the only part of Disney that's really been keeping up their promise. Then there was one more thing that excited me, a movie called The Creator coming in. That just sounds really cool to me. So when we didn't get anything from Marvel, we didn't get anything from Star Wars, we really didn't get anything either from Disney. What I think was really cool was some smaller projects like The Creator and Taika Waititi's new movie. That sounds interesting. And then Elemental is really the cake stealer from this one. I am really excited to see Elemental. It's one of my most anticipated movies of the summer, and to hear that the first 20 minutes is really good makes me even more excited for it. 4th place, we got the Universal presentation. Now, just be honest here, there are a couple things that really did interest me. Fast 10 Part 2, that's going to be a 2-parter, that really excites me. And now, to be clear, the first couple Fast and Furious movies I watched, I wasn't the biggest fan of. I love number 1. Hobbs and Shaw's good, but Fast 9 really got me out of the franchise. Me watching all these movies before Fast 10, I've watched all of them except I think I'm on 6, so I got 3 more to go before the new one comes out. me watching all of those, it's definitely my favorite action franchise. I think those movies are so good, especially the earlier ones. So having a two-parter will be awesome, and I really hope they fixed a lot of the problems they did in the absolutely horrendous F9. Other things here, the Fall Guy, that sounds pretty cool, and I heard the stunt team was very cool. It's from the stunt team of Bullet Train, so that really excites me as well. There's just a couple things here that really did excite me. Wicked is having a new movie, and that absolutely looks absolutely incredible from what I'm hearing. There are just a couple of cool things here in this presentation. The thing is, a lot of it was just not footage and not really anything new that we got excited. I mean, we got a premise for Kung Fu Panda, but besides that, the animation presentation was just boring. I mean, there's Migration, Trolls 3, none of that sounds absolutely interesting to me. So if I was there, I probably would have been sitting back and watching it and being like, yeah, there are some cool things here, but I feel like the Universal presentation has to be something that you have to be there to experience it. Everything else, hearing the descriptions make me so excited. Everything else in there, like having a big stunt choreography action scene for Fall Guy, that just doesn't sound great. Like, the only things that really got me excited here was Fast 10 Part 2 and then Wicked. I mean, I heard Wicked was really good, and I am excited for that one. So those are the only thing that got me real hyped, because it feels like this presentation, only this one, is the one you have to be there to experience, and that is okay with me, because, I mean, there are a couple things that interested me here. It's just kind of like, you know, be there to experience type thing. Number 3, we got the Sony presentation, and Sony's presentation, I'm not even gonna lie, the first half of it really disappointed me. I mean, I'm excited for Dumb Money because I've heard it was really good. I'm excited for, I'm not really that excited for Gran Turismo. I haven't even watched the trailer yet. There's just a lot of things that disappointed me here. The thing here that gets this one to be so high up on my list is the fact that this one is, they own Spider-Man. They have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. They have the villain movies, and I'm gonna be honest here, I'm not a fan of the villain verse. I don't hate the Venom movies, but they're not good movies. I hate Morbius, and so coming to this one, Kraven the Hunter, and learning that it was about a animal protector instead of being Kraven the Hunter, and hearing the stuff, the footage is, hearing that this one's gonna be rated R, that really gets me hyped. And then hearing the Rhino is going to be in here. The Rhino is going to be awesome. I heard it's so gory and bloody. Maybe this, I don't think this is going to be a perfect movie, but I don't think it's going to bore my socks off like Morbius. I think it's going to have fun action, great choreography, bloody madness. It just all seems awesome, and that gets me hyped for Kraven the Hunter. Aside from that, the first 14 minutes of Spider-Verse I've heard was really good, and Spider-Verse comes out next month, and I am just so happy for that movie. I'm just so hyped for Across the Spider-Verse. I think it sounds like an awesome movie. The trailers have wowed me so far, and so just all the Spider-Man news they threw out here sounds really cool. And of course, there are some cool things in with the premise for Gran Turismo sounds interesting. Like I said, Dumb Money sounds cool. So overall, the thing wasn't absolutely perfect, but when we get to the Spider-Man news, this was originally right before Disney. This would have swapped places with Universal, but the Spider-Man news just makes me keep thinking about that and getting so hyped for these upcoming 2023 Spider-Man movies that I just cannot wait to sit down and watch them. Second place, our runner-up is Paramount. Paramount, the one with pretty much the Tom Cruise one. Now, the big thing here is that they showed off some stunts from Mission Impossible that I've heard was absolutely incredible. Now, first Mission Impossible movie I've seen was Fallout. I wasn't the biggest fan of that. Of course, before that movie comes out, I'm definitely going to rewatch Fallout because I'm watching all of them right now. I'm actually on number 3. But so far, the first 2 movies, the second movie has everything great about the Mission Impossible franchise, but it also has everything worse about the Mission Impossible franchise. And then number 1 is just a classic spy movie. So I'm just so hyped to watch the rest of those movies because those movies are just fun movies. And then besides that, we got a bunch of other stuff. Animation section. Their animation section makes me so excited. Just their animation section alone. Not only do we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which has an insane cast and so far an insane premise, and so far I've dug the trailer that I am so hyped for that movie. But we also got the cast for Transformers 1. I mean, Chris Hemsworth. I think Scarlett Johansson. I mean, this cast is stacked. I'm so excited for that. And aside from that, a movie that I was not anticipating whatsoever, Transformers Rise of the Beast, dropped a new trailer that I really, really liked. And it made that movie become one of my most anticipated movies of the summer now, just because that trailer made it look awesome. Where the first trailer looked like another Transformers movie, yay, this trailer made it look awesome. Bloody battle. And it just got me so hyped. So there are definite highlights from the Paramount section. I mean, I loved a lot of the things we've seen, especially the animation section. The animation section was 100% the best section from CinemaCon 2023. And so I just got so excited for those animated movies. Those are some of my most anticipated movies coming up in the next year. So, I mean, of course it didn't take number one, because number one goes to the Warner Brothers section. And when I first heard about it, I was like, okay, that's cool. But listening to John Campea's show, there was a lot of cool things that happened here. First off, we're getting a new Conjuring movie. The Nun had a really cool presentation, I've heard, where people dressed up as Nun and walked up and down the aisle and people were screaming, and it sounds awesome. There are just a bunch of things here. Wonka sounds really cool. I mean, Hugh Grant is a freaking Oompa Loompa. Barbie, not all that excited for Barbie. I think Barbie does not sound good at all, because, I mean, I hated the trailers. The premise doesn't interest me. I was excited for it when they first announced it. Now I'm just not. I can't get behind Barbie. I think I'm just gonna skip this one. But obviously, the big thing was the DC panel, and everything that I heard happened there sounds awesome. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. People have been saying, that movie's gonna suck. I'm not even excited for that movie. Me, I am so dang excited for that movie, especially all the footage we've seen here. The premise sounds awesome. That movie sounds awesome. I dug the Blue Beetle trailer. Sure, I feel like it could have potential to be another Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Black Adam type movie. I don't think it's gonna be that. I think it's gonna be like the first Shazam, where it's a fun premise, and it's fun, and it works, and I'm excited for that movie. But the big icing on the cake was people got to see The Flash, and I'm hearing that it's one of the best superhero movies of all time. It's giving me No Way Home vibes. I love No Way Home. I think No Way Home is a perfect movie. This movie, if it's like No Way Home, which the trailers promise it is, I think it looks awesome and gets me so hyped for it. I will be there possibly opening week, because I work on the weekends, but I'm just so excited for that one. So that was my ranking of the CinemaCon panels. I want to know down below in the comment section, what is your ranking of the CinemaCon panels? This was only my list. I want to know yours. I got a bunch of videos coming up. I finished season 3 of Breaking Bad. Well, I'm going to finish it tonight. I haven't seen the finale, but I'm so excited because that last episode was so tense. I got that coming up. April ranking, April haul on my second channel. Like I said, this is my second channel. The other channel I'm talking about, if you're only watching this one, Zachary Movie Chat. Go view that one. I have a lot of cool videos just like this one up on there. But thank you guys for clicking on this video, and with that said, subscribe to join the Nerd Army.